This is the drill general. Today we are going to continue from where we stopped on the quarter guard of honor parade. For a recap, a 7-man is done for all officers of our local, our district, and when you take away the conference president, the executive secretary, the youth director, and the treasurer of the conference, all other officers of the conference receives a 7-man guard. But for the 9-man guard, it is these four, that is the president, the executive secretary, the treasurer, the youth director, and then all executives of the union, all executives of the division, and all executives of the general conference will receive a 9-man guard, as we learned before. And so today we are going to look at 3 different guard of honor ceremonies that were done. But with this, my joy is that one of them is just a rehearsal or a training drill, but how it was done and the kind of people who did it made me so overjoyed that at least when you learn it the right way and you impact, our Pathfinders will adapt, learn, and do it the right way. So let's move into it. Now, in our first video, we are going to look at a rehearsal of a guard of honor ceremony by Pathfinders. We are going to look at Pathfinders going through a 9-man guard of honor ceremony, the precision, the timing, and everything. So let us go into it. Let's watch these Pathfinders perform.
One, two, three. Good.
Dressing, right? Dressing.
I like the way the instructor is giving them the prompts. This is Pathfinders doing a rehearsal. When you are able to give them the prompts, they remember and say it the right way. And then because they are going through the rehearsal continuously, on the day of performance, you will get a very good performance from them. And I also like the way the beagle is holding the beagle or the trumpet. Because in our previous video, we realized that the beagle had kept the instrument very down low and it was not helpful. So this is a very good way of handling the trumpet or the beagle. Let's move on.
Just say, right, dress. Eyes front. Pathfinder salute, salute. For inspection. Thank you, sir. Sir, your inspection over. May I have permission to march off the guard to the guard room? Thank you, sir. Sentries stand fast. Reminders to the guard room. Dismiss.
Hey!
All right, so wonderful. You see, when you train Pathfinders to know the right thing, then it makes me very happy Then I understand the verse that says, train up the child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it, as it is written in Proverbs 22, verse 6. And the way these kids have done it, I am so overjoyed. It is not very perfect, but it is way better. And if they are able to continue rehearsal this way, a day will come where they will do a parade and you will really enjoy. And this is a well done to whoever trained them, the instructor, well done. And I encourage you that you continue to train these Pathfinders in this way. And I believe by the grace of God, very soon they will be one of the best squads you ever have. Well done. Now we move on to the next one. Now, this was done by instructors of the Pathfinder ministry, and they also did a very wonderful work. The only thing is that there were just some few, just little errors that were made, and I was so happy that at least they knew the sequence and they were following according to how the training went. And I am excited that people are learning how to do it the right way. So let's go into this one too.
Quick. March. Lift. Right. That. What? Yeah. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. 2, 3.
So when you watch, you realize that from marching to dressing to eyes front, they decided to do it automatically. Sometimes it is allowed so that it cuts time or it saves time. So this is no offense, it is perfect. But what I want to comment on is the turnout of the first three, the sentry, the beagle, and the guard commander. I really love their turnout. Though it is not a complete dressing of the Pathfinder ministry because you need your sash on, at least they have done a very wonderful work. The turnout is very good. The tuck in, the position, the posture, everything indicates that they are ready for what they are coming to do.
Salute. Jump.
All right, so you see in drill there's no 50-50 drill. If you are doing it, then you do it well. Like the slogan that says, if it must be done, then it must be done well. Saluting and cutting your hand must be done swiftly. You don't salute swiftly and relax your hand as if nothing is at stake. The salute was perfect, but cutting the hand, it was like he was relaxed. But in all, the posture is very good. And so I will not fault him for it, but at least I believe as he watched this, he will try and work on his salute. That after salute, he'll cut the hand down swiftly to make sure it completes the movement of salutation. Let's move on.
Sir.
All right, so in this, you remember I told you that from the conference youth director, executive secretary, treasurer, and then conference president, we do a 9-man guard. So in this, since it's the conference youth director inspecting the guard, I was expecting a 9-man guard. but they did a 7-man guard. It's not appropriate, and so the next time I expect that they do a 9-man guard for him. But all the same, they did it the right way. The only thing is that I think the conference youth director was not prompted that he must inspect the front and the rear of the guards. One thing we need to understand is that most of our conference, union, division directors do not or did not really go through drill. Most of our directors, I repeat, did not really go through drill. So they do not know the principles and the standards of drill. And so I expect that anytime a ceremony is supposed to be done, thorough and good briefing is given to whoever is coming to inspect the parade. So when the personage comes, before the ceremony starts, if the personage was not there during rehearsal, then before the ceremony starts, you need to do well to brief the personage as to what he or she is supposed to do, or get somebody beside to guide him before he starts the ceremony, so that the person will do the right thing. Because it is not something they are used to, it is not something they do always, so they will not know. It is not their fault, they will not know. And so I expect that you brief them before they come and inspect, so that they do a very wonderful work. But all the same, it was well done, and he had an aide-de-camp, which is wonderful. Let me take this opportunity to give this indication. In the previous video I said it, do not allow too many people to do inspection. It is the personage for which the ceremony is done, is aide-de-camp done. In our system, I know sometimes our pastors, our elders, and those, they all want to follow like a trail, and then they will all be following to go for inspection, just for them to also be seen that they are also leaders of the church. It's nice, but it is not done. Ceremonies are done specifically for personage or for special guests. And so any of the people amongst all the pastors and the elders that you choose as the special guest is the one or she's the one who goes for inspection. Maximum, maybe the person he or she visited. If it was the conference, maybe the conference youth director or the conference president or any rep from the conference or the union or the division that that person came to visit, or the local church that the person came to visit, that person can follow. But if not, then the best practice is that the personage alone or with his or her aide-de-camp goes for the inspection. Let us take note of it, because the long trail is too much. We've been doing a long trail like a convoy for a long time. It is not done. Let us allow the personage to take what he or she is due, the respect he or she is due. Let's move on.
Sir, inspection over. I'm ashamed to march the guard into the guard room. Thank you, sir. Adventist salute! Salute! Down. Centuries and fires, reminders. Right. 10. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. 2, 3. 2, 3.
All right, so this was a wonderful work. The only thing was that the reminders did not know what to do. Not that they didn't know where they were going, I mean per the command. So century stand fast, reminders, right 10. That's what he said. But you should let the reminders know where they are going. So century stand fast, reminders to the guard room, dismiss, so that they know that it is not just a 10 which is going to take them through a march pass or a slow to quick time march pass, but rather they are dismissing, and so they are marching off to the guard room and they will fall out. and then the sentry will continue his or her work. But for this, because it is a check setting, definitely the sentry may not continue. And so it takes me to the next level where somebody asked a question that if in our system where we don't have to mount a quarter guard, where there will be somebody at the checkpoint inspecting things, and so the sentry is just a ceremonial sentry who must move off after the ceremony. What do we do to the sentry? So the answer is very simple. Because we are not at a checkpoint, or we are not doing the ceremony because we are at a base where the sentry will continue his work at checkpoint, what we'll do is that the commander will march back and dismiss the sentry too. Very simple. And so like for this, they marched off, then the commander halted the remainder of the guards, and then he did something. Let's watch.
Right. Take.
All right, so exactly as I said, so there are two ways you can do this. What they did is an improvised version, which is also good, but the standard is that you either stand in front and then you give the order, the sentry turns to the right, pay the compliment to the left, and then will set off and march off. Or you come, march, stand by the side of the sentry but face the sentry. So you have turned to the right already, whilst the sentry faces the frontage, and then you give the command, sentry days, miss, it turns to the right, and then set off. So that is the answer to the question of the person who asked. It is very simple. All right, so this brings us to the end of the second video, and the last one did not give the complete sequence. It was just a video I chanced on that I really loved the way they did it, and so I wanted us to also go through it. So let's go into this one too. Now, before the director goes for inspection, I want to talk about this briefly because there is going to be a whole lesson or a whole reaction on salutation. You realize that when they were saluting, somebody was doing this, somebody has saluted in full, somebody had done something. They were just doing a representation of a salute. We are really going to go through salutation so that we know the proper way of saluting. And so when that lesson is due, I expect that everybody will join. That is why I expect that always you remember to click on the notification bell so that the moment a new video comes, you will be the first to know. And if you have not subscribed, this is the time. Just subscribe so that you always get a notification of a new video. Now let's move on to the inspection part. There you have it. So he inspected the front and he inspected the rear. That is how it's supposed to be done. This means that the commander did a wonderful work, or their training officer or their drill instructor did a wonderful work by briefing the youth director very well and letting him understand the sequence of a quarter guard of honor parade. And I also congratulate the youth director that he did a wonderful work. He actually went according to the briefing and he did a wonderful inspection. I'm very grateful. And when I see this, I am smiling because I am so happy that at least gradually we are learning. And I know a time will come where there will be a total improvement, that when we perform, wherever, whenever, the standard will be the same. And that is the dream. And so I am hoping that as we move along, we learn. Let us not focus our worries on the particular club that did it and whether it was wrong or it was right, but rather focus our attention on the errors that we are correcting, so that you correct your mistake and not to do it like that again, so that at the end we can all achieve the same aim. This brings us to the end of quarter guard. This does not mean that if I see another one, I'll not react on it, but let us understand that we are going to move into half guard and full guard, how they are done. But if you also have done a ceremony, whether quarter guard, whether a half guard, whether a full guard, whether a general parade, any form of parade, and you want me to react on it so that you see your performance, and if there's any error you can correct quickly and get a wonderful squad performance every day and every time, send it to me. Just send it and I will react on it for you, and you know the performance, and if there is anything for you to correct, you will be able to correct it. This is the drill general. My main duty is just to teach the standard, one drill sequence, one ceremony at a time. See you in the next video.